Wonderful. Right. Okay, so first things first, let's get a little bit of a stretch going. Oh, sorry, I'll just mute you as well. There we go. Right. Okay, so bring yourself to the end of your mat. And then what I'd like you to do first of all is just have a sort of little think about posture. So I want you to think, right, okay, I'm doing this session now. I need to dedicate the next hour or however long you've got to thinking about this and trying really hard not to think about anything else, because we've all had manic days and everything goes a little bit mental. So I want you to just sort of think, right, this time for me, I'm going to calm my breathing down and I'm really going to start thinking about my breathing now. I think what I'll do is actually just bring this up slightly. You can see what I'm doing to the rest of my body. And if you could just give me 1 second, Harry, you're going to have to turn that down, sweetie. I can hear it really loudly. Sorry. Right, okay, so hip width apart with your feet. And then just think about your posture for a second and just think, right, okay, I think I'm right. Now we'll sort of really concentrate on your posture. If you want to close your eyes as well to help visualize this, then by all means do. So feet hip width apart. Just give your feet a little wriggle. You may have shoes on, you may not. Just give them a little wriggle. That's it. Now focus on your legs and just give them a little wriggle. Now up to your hips, I just want you to turn them. So give them a little turn. That's it, one side then the other. Right, now put them back in the center. All the way up, I want you to think, right, feet are solid, legs aren't locked out. So I don't want your legs locked, I want them just unlocked, just soft, but they're still straight. Pelvis tucked under. Okay, so if we're doing this, I want you to tuck it right under and really try and pull that tummy in. So legs should be feeling super solid. Let's move up. Now tummies, again, we've probably not really been using them and focusing on actually engaging them today, because you've either been sat at a desk or you've been, sat doing some work and you haven't really thought about it. So what I want you to do is consciously just take your hands and think about it. Just think, yeah, okay. Instead of it being, I want you to just engage it, just so it's a little bit solid. And that should translate around to your back. So if your pelvis is tucked under, that's solid. All the way around should feel a little bit engaged now. And then we're going to bring our focus up to our chest and the upper back. Now, it could be cathartic, it could be like that. What I'd like you to do is take a big circle round and stick your chest out. Let's do that again. So round and get rid of that little arch at the back. And bring your shoulders down now. Really concentrate on really trying to stretch your shoulders down, as if I've just come round and done that on your shoulders. Just put a little bit of pressure from my hands onto your shoulders, so they just push back. Now it may feel a little bit of a stress here. Try and just relax and that will go away. And we'll do a couple of bits to ensure that goes away. Now your head, I want you to push it down and look towards your chest. And now lift it up and feel the difference between it not being neutral, which is here. It needs to be neutral. So that's not neutral. That is neutral. Now, tree trunk, legs nice and strong like trees. Up, nice and engaged, all the way around. Shoulders set back, hands nice and soft. Head neutral, shoulders down. That's where we need to be. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to do 5 deep breaths. It is in through your nose and out through your mouth, okay? Really try and slow it down, because at first it's probably a bit quick. So breathe in and breathe out. Okay, we're doing that another 4 times, and try and slow it down as you're doing it. Just slightly squeeze your glutes and just make sure you're staying upright. And finishing your last breath in and out. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. That is not relaxing in any way. Right. I'm not, but you should be relaxed now. So I want you to bring your arms all the way up. Nice deep breath in. And bring your arms down, chin to chest, roll it down. So the first one we're going to do is your back may feel a bit, back of your legs may feel this. You just relax down and drop your head. So hold it here. If you can, only if, we're just going to put our fingertips underneath our toes. So just try and create a tiny bit more pressure and pull down. You should feel that more in the back of your legs. Release that if you've got it, and then we're going to slowly roll up. So feel the back of your legs doing some work, and then your back stacking. Stack, 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 stack. Head last. Arms up. Deep breath in. And down. Lovely. Rolling down again. Keep it rolling, keep it rolling, keep it rolling all the way down. Okay, so I want you to bring your hands out. So we're going to come into a downward dog position. Careful, you're not going to slip and push back. Now in this position, really think about the quality of this downward dog. Don't just do it because I've said it. Do it because it's really helping and it's good quality. So yes, your heels are pushed back. Your legs are straight. Sit bones right up. Arms are straight. Heads in between your hands. And just really try and create that triangle. Breathe. Come up onto your toes. Nice and high. And then we're coming down onto all fours. Excellent. Untuck your toes. Right. A tiny little cat and cow stretch, and then I want to do a little bit of work here on all fours. So bring yourself up and just really try and curve that back as much as possible. Big curve, bring it through to center, release and bring it up. Really try and drop your belly button towards the mat. Bring it through to center again and lift it all the way up. Really think, all right, I'm a bridge. I'm going to curve as much as possible. Belly nice and tight. Bring it through and sink it down. Super lovely for your back, this one. And bring it back to center. Lovely. Right. Bring yourself up into a cat, and then I want you to bring it back so you're really getting a stretch in your shoulder blades, which might feel a little bit tight, sort of typing. Bring it back, hands onto the floor. Keep your hands really stable on the floor and really push that back. Stay in the cat. It's really easy to come out of this, so try and stay in the cat. Bring yourself up, center and through to cow, and then we're going to do the same thing. Back, so in your cow, really feel that here in your hip flexors. Should be quite strong, it might be quite tight. Hold it there, come back to center, and bring yourself to neutral. Right. If you have a band, if you can get hold of your band, then what we're going to do is put that band on. I'm going to go for the slightly harder one. It's completely up to you. If you don't have a choice, just put the one you have on. But if you do have a choice, then just go for the very mildly harder one. Right. So just above your knees. We're going to come back onto all fours. Right, so before we do anything, I want you to feel equal, okay? So just make sure, have a little rock and just make sure that either your wrists aren't getting too much or your knees aren't getting too much, so you feel very centered. We are going to start with your hands. So you're going to lift, transfer the weight and lift one hand off the mat. Just lift it off the mat. Put your hand down and then lift the other one off the mat. So feel your core just having to start to do something because you've taken a limb off. Bring it down. Now lift the other one off the mat and then bring it up. So your arm is by your ear. Now again, what can happen is you sit back to try and compensate for this. Try really hard to keep that balance across all three parts of your body that are on the floor. Bring it down. Transfer your weight. Lift. Don't move anything else. Arm coming up. If you can feel that you've sat back, move it forwards again. And bring it down. Right. Good. If that feels comfortable on your back, your core should have just activated. You think, oh God, yeah, I can feel that. So now we're just going to do the back legs. So hands feeling stable. I spread your fingers just very slightly as well, so you've got a bit more grip. And then I want you to take one knee off. Just hover that knee. Now feel the other leg, mainly your glute, activate there, and your core has to activate. Bring it down. Try really hard, so we're lifting the other one, not to swing. So we're not swinging like that. Try and keep the whole thing stable. Use the rest of the limbs that are on the floor, and then put your knee back down again. Right, now just making sure very hard that you're not going to kick something behind you. I'm just going to do that very slightly. Is you're going to lift one knee off the floor, and then keep your leg bent and lift it backwards. Hold it here. Now, if you've got any band on, to be honest, particularly a medium band, you will really feel that quite quickly in your glute. Lift it, return it back, reset. Lift the other knee, lift it up, hold it here, really feel that squeeze. Tummy tight, feel that glute active, bring it down and reset. Excellent. Right. Now we're going to try the arm and the leg. Much harder, particularly with the band on. So reset yourself. So try not to lean backwards too much. So choose a hand, then choose the opposite leg. Make sure it's opposite. Lifting it up and then out. So remember, we're keeping our leg bent on this one. Use your core to stabilize yourself. Hold it here. Hold it here. Remember to breathe. Bring your hand down, bring your knee down. Beautiful. Right, reset yourself. All right, remember coordination. Why am I asking you to do coordination right at the end of the day? I'm crazy. Lift your knee, lift your other hand, and lift. Keep that arm by your ear. Use your core, lift, lift, lift. Oh my God, I'm wobbly today. And bring your hand down and bring your knee down. Okay, so we're back to all fours again. So let's do the same thing again. So we're going to take the original hand and the original knee, lift it up. And then Superman, da 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 da. So hold it there, hold it, yeah. Use everything to keep yourself still. Hand down, knee down. No, far too loud, far too loud. Okay, so lift your knee, lift your hand, and lift. Hold it. One side usually harder than the other. Hold it, hold it. Oh, wobbling around. Hand down, knee down. Excellent. Right, to get out of that, just sit yourself back. So your band is still on. It won't allow you to spread your knees too much, but just bring yourself back into a child's pose position. Relax. Good. Just one more deep breath. And when you're ready, we're coming back onto all fours. Right. Let's really get those glutes to do some work now. So remember your neutral position. So making sure that you're not feeling too one-way weighted. And what I'd like you to do is pick up a knee. It doesn't matter which one because we're doing it both sides. And then we're going to push that back. So whilst we're here, put it down and push up. So if this is 100%, you're going down to 75 and then push up. So let's do that 10 times. Off we go. It's fairly quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember your weight. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 9, 10. Lovely. Bring it down. Oh, if that didn't start to work, I don't know what will. Oof. Okay. Picking up the other knee. Retransfer your weight. Lifting it up. Stabilize, and we're coming down and up again. All right, are we ready? And 1, 2, squeeze, 3, squeeze, 4, 5, 6, 7, rebalance if you need to, 8, 9, and 10. Push, bring it down. Oh, woo. Good. Little dog wag if you need to. Just grab a little dog wag if in doubt. Right. Let's again make that harder. So bringing your first knee and straighten your leg now. So straighten your leg and put your toe on the floor. Get yourself balanced. And then what we're going to do, hopefully not kicking all sorts of bits of furniture, is we're going to straighten that leg up. Now just be careful because your band can just start to ping upwards. If it's not a flex fit one, it can roll. So just be careful of that. And we're going to lift and bring your toe back down. Lift, bring your toe back down. It should really start to feel that, particularly on the glute that you're resting on, the knee. Watch your back. Make sure you're not arching it. Keep it nice and tight by pushing your core in. We can do 3 more. 1, 2, tap down. 3, and bring it down. Oh, come on, glutes. Oh my God. Oh, I'm hot now. Right. It's amazing what a band and a little bit of work will do, isn't it? So swap your leg, and then you're going to bring that leg back. So you're pointing your toe, redress the balance. Nice straight leg, and we're lifting. Bringing it down, just making sure that you're not sitting back too much on that knee and you're not wobbling around, so you're using your core. Really concentrate, keep your neck neutral so you're not looking up. 100 things to think about. Right, let's do 3 more on this leg. Push and back down, tap. Push. Push. 1 more for luck. Push and bring it back in. Oh, brilliant. Right, little dog wag. Oof. Okay, fantastic. Right, now if you're feeling completely bonkers, we'll get the arms involved. So, if this is all getting a bit too much, and also if your wrists are starting to hurt, just sit back, give them a little wriggle, okay? Give them a little shake out. It is quite strong on your wrist. You have got the whole of your weight on them, so by all means, just do that if you need to. Right, so we're back onto all fours. And then what we're going to do is 1 knee, opposite hand, and we're going to straighten that leg, and then we're going to pulse up, okay? So it looks like this. So you've got a leg straight, you've got a hand straight. We're coming up 2, okay? Join in when you have got this. 2, 3, coordination required. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wonderful. Bring your hand back, bring your knee back. Woo. Okay. Opposite side, leg out, hand out. Just stabilize yourself. Off we go. 1, 2, use your core. 3, 4, 5, squeeze. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Beautiful. Bring it back. Oh, right. Sit yourself back. Well done. Very, very good effort. Well done, everyone. Just roll your shoulders. Roll your wrists. That's it. Shake them out. Wonderful. Right. Whilst we have our bands on, we're going to flip ourselves over. So onto your back, elegantly as you can. And we're going to bring ourselves, roll it down, bring yourselves back. So feet, heels near your glutes. And you've still got that band on. Hopefully it shouldn't have moved around a bit, but it should just be underneath your knee still. So let's really, really fatigue our glute even more, but we're going to go for slightly further round. So it's a glute medius rather than maximus. Hands onto your hips and just relax for a second. Okay, because your back has had to stabilize yourself, and just give a couple of deep breaths. Calm your breathing again. You have had to do quite a lot of hard work. Right. Tilt your pelvis. First things first, as always, tilt your pelvis. Relax your shoulders. Really feel your shoulder blades on that mat. Okay, feel them putting an imprint on the mat. We're going to bring our knees out. And what I want you to concentrate on, so just bring them out and in at the moment, I'd like you to concentrate on the fact that your toes are not curling up with you. This is a tiny bit easier when you've got shoes on, but if you haven't, they kind of want to go with you. So keep them on the floor. That's it. Out and back. Let's do 2 more. Just get your medius, so the muscles around here, right to the side, this should just be warmed up now. Right. Okay, bring your knees hip width apart, so there's just some tension on your band. You don't want to lose that tension, but we're going to bring your knees out, do a little pulse, and then bring them back in. So in effect, it's 1, 2, pulse 2, back in 2. We're going to do that at least 10 times, and it should be quite strong by the end of it. You should feel that your medius have woken up. So bring your knees out as far as the band will allow. Little pulse, back in, and out, pulse, back in. It's not exactly a fast move, but it adds up. Back should be flat on the floor. Relax your shoulders. Out, pulse. This is 8. Out, 9. 1 more. Right, now what you should feel is they've just gone, oh, okay, I'm doing something now. Relax the whole thing. So just bring your legs together and just give yourself a little wriggle. Now, weirdly, when you bring your knees right close to you, it can sometimes be more comfortable. This is harder. And it's even harder again, which is not that surprising when you've got your legs at tabletop. So we're going to do those 3. If you're like, no, this is far too hard, keep your feet here. Okay, just keep them plastered on the floor. If you'd like to come with me, then we're going to tilt and lift. So keep your knees together and keep them quite close to you. You should feel a teeny tiny bit of pressure on your lower back now, so that definitely the whole lot's on the floor. If you can bring your hands up to the ceiling, I want you to just lift them and then slowly place them down, and you should feel the whole of your spine now on your back. Bring your hands out to the side. The whole thing should be very flat on the back now. Right, keep those knees in for this one, and we're going to bring your knees hip width apart and then out, in, out. Can you feel the difference? There should be quite a difference. Hip flexors have got to do something. And where you should feel this is right at the base of your glutes, right by the sit bones. It's really low, this one. That's it, just get used to it. Squeeze. Let's do 2 more. Squeeze. So don't allow your knees to knock together, and squeeze. Right, keep them hip width apart. Now we're going to come out, little pulse, and back in again, okay? So same as we did before, 10 reps, I'll keep count. Off we go. Out, pulse, back in. This should add up quite quickly. Out, pulse, back in. Out, pulse, back in. Good. 5. Oh, this adds up. 6. Inner thighs are feeling this as well. 7. 8. Little pulse, back in. 9. Last one. So out, pulse, hold, back in. Oh. Okay, taking hold of your knees. Just give yourself a little rock or little circles. We will do a really good glute stretch out after this, don't you worry. And circles the other way. They're doing very, very well. Now, if you're like, no, Rebecca, that was far too hard, I'm not doing that again, put your feet down. If you're like, yeah, that was difficult, I'm going to stick there, go with that. If you're like, no, I'm good, challenge me further, then we are going to bring our knees hip width apart again, and then bring you out to tabletop. So about 90 degrees angle. Now, what you should feel, the reason this is harder is because your lower abs have to get involved. They were switched off before. They are very, very much involved now. I would put your hands to the side. And then we're going to come out and back. Now, there is a real danger with this one, that your knees can start creeping in because it's easier. So try each time just to reset your knees and be like, yep, they are far. If you can feel your back coming off the floor, when your knees are back in a bit. So out, squeeze, back in. This should be quite strong now. Everything's been engaged for quite a while. Back, out, squeeze and back. 2 more like this, out, squeeze. If it's all just a bit too painful, just bring your knees in. Okay, bring your knees in now. That's it, just relax for a second. So the last one we're going to do, you've probably guessed, we're going to do out into tabletop, out, squeeze, squeeze, back in, out, squeeze, squeeze, back in, okay? Bring it out, reset yourself. So core should be turned on. Bring, off we go. Out, pulse, back. Try and keep those knees apart. So you're bringing it back to hip width. Good, keep it going. Oh my God, adds up now. Halfway. Try and keep it nice and controlled. Don't try and hurry it. This is 7, 8, 9, breathe. Last one, out and squeeze. Bring it back in. Well done. Right, just put one knee over the other. Sit, cross your legs. Bring those knees in. Oh my God. Woo. Well done, glutes. I think they might be able to take a little rest for a while. Sit, hold your knees in. Feel that stretch. Oh, release and swap legs. Very good. Oh, that is stiff. Oh my God. Hold it here. Right. And off for a minute. I'd like you to come back to them, but take it off for now. Right. Just before we're going to ask our abs to do some work now, but I just want you to do some little circles and just make sure that back is totally relaxed before we start asking it to do anything again. Just little circles one way and then little circles the other way. Now, whilst we happen to be in this position, it's a fantastic opportunity to do some little supine twists. So let's just make sure that back is really stretched out. So bring your knees in fairly close, and then we're going to drop them to one side. We're just going to start to ask your oblique muscles to do something now. So this is a little bit more of a stretch. I just want you to bring your knees to the floor and then keep that shoulder right on, shoulder blades right on the floor. If you want to intensify it, look away from your knees. Oh, it's the best stretch ever, this one. Good, right. Without the use of your hand, if you can, I want you to engage your oblique muscles, which are here, and bring yourself back up. Ask your muscles to do the work. Okay, we're going to bring ourselves over to the other side. Oh, click, click, click. And again, you're looking away from your knees. If you want to intensify it, keep those shoulders on the floor. Breathe and relax. Okay, right. Ask the muscles to do some work. Lift. Oh, right. Now, this time we're going to go one way then the other way, but I don't want such a rest or a stretch. So we're going to use the muscles now. So bring it across, hover it off the floor, and use those muscles to bring it back. Bring it to the other side, hover off the floor, and squeeze up. One more each side. Just really feel that waking up your oblique muscles. And squeeze up and over and squeeze up. Fantastic. Wonderful. Feet down. Okay. Bring your feet out a little bit. Keep your legs bent still. I want you to bring your hands in front of you. Then if we're able to, we're going to lift our head and roll your way up. Lovely. Right, give yourself a second because we have been down on the floor. If you have some weights with you, if you don't, does not matter at all. If you have some weights with you, even if it's a book, anything, then grab a weight. This only just makes it harder, okay? Not a problem if you don't have a weight at all. I'd like you to put your weight, if you have it, to your chest. If you don't, you're just going to have your hands across your chest instead, okay? We're going to roll down. All this does is just make a sit-up harder. So nice and slow, 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 slow. And then lifting your head, squeeze, 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 up, 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 up. Wonderful. Right, let's do that a few more times. So as I said, if you haven't got the weight, just put your hands across your chest. It is a lot harder. If that's too hard, put your hands in front of you, arms long, head down, and lift and squeeze it up. Fantastic. Keep it going. Bring it down. Breathe in, lift. Oh, excellent. All the way down. And all the way up, lift. Now, depending on how heavy your weight is, that is quite hard. Let's do one more, all the way down. Roll it down super slowly, nice and controlled. Breathe in, breathe out, and lift your head, lift. Beautiful. Lovely. Right, funnily enough, let's make that harder. Cross your legs. Cross your legs. Watch this one because it can just aggravate inner thighs slightly. So just be careful. If it is quite uncomfortable, really quite uncomfortable to do this, bring your legs back together again, okay? If you can, we're crossing our legs, but we're going to cross them long, okay? So they're not in here. They're just out a little bit further, but try and keep them. You can also butterfly them if that's more comfortable, especially if you've got shoes on, they get in the way. So either butterfly or just cross your legs very slightly. With the weights, absolutely can add it in. You can either put the weight on your feet to assist, or you can hold the weight to assist, or to make it harder, you put it onto your chest, okay? I'm going to show you with it weighted onto my feet to start with. Again, it doesn't make any difference if you haven't got the weight, but if you do need to help, just put your feet underneath the sofa, if that helps, and you can just wedge them underneath the sofa if it's possible to do so, and then that assists further as well. So again, if you can, crossing your hands across your chest, and then we're going to roll back, do exactly the same thing now. Your knees are going to really want to join together, try really hard for them not to. All the way down. Oh, that is hard. Right, at the bottom, I just want you to rest a tiny bit more than you would do, and just really rest those knees out. Okay, head up, lift, and squeeze. That is not easy, okay? If you're like, I can't do it, I can't get up, hands out, okay? And if you can't do that, again, if you've got a weight, hands, use the hands. So we're going to bring it out, slow it down, try and keep those knees out, 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 out. Rest at the bottom, really relax those knees out. Feel that in your inner thighs. And then lift and roll it up. Remember, you can have your hands out as well. Right, peeps, let's try that 2 more times, just making sure that doesn't stay. Roll it down. Roll it down, roll it down. Come on. Stay still, everything. Whoa. All the way down. Breathe in, breathe out, and lift. Brilliant. Wonderful. One more. All the way down. Control, control, control. Try to breathe. Breathe in, breathe out, lift, and squeeze. Very, very good. Well done. Excellent. Right, if you have got the weight on your feet, just remove that quickly. Okay, bringing your, definitely crossing your legs now. I'm just going to bring myself around. Making sure that ideally your feet are in the way of your knees. We're just going to do a little stretch down. So just make sure we get everything out of the way first. Use your elbows just to create some pressure onto your knees. Just drop your head down. And then if you can, we're going to walk those hands forward and just drop down even further and just come into a little fold. If you can, just make a little pillow for your head and drop your head down. If you're nowhere near that point and you're like, no, that's not happening, and you're still up here, not a problem. We're just going to create that. Okay, pressure on your hands, push them together. Sit wherever you are, no problem. Make sure you're breathing. And when you're ready, rolling it back up nice and gently. Right hand to one side, arm up, and we're leaning it over. Just drop those, try and drop those knees. Keep your bum cheeks on the floor. Really big lean over. And then up nice and tall and over again. Good. Right, whilst we're here, we're just going to check that back. So one arm over, one arm up and behind you, and then twist. And bring it back to center, opposite and up and over and round. Bring it back to center. Beautiful, rolling your shoulders. And back again. Right. Okay, let's do a little bit more of a concentration on your core, because it's warm, but it's not really fatigued. So we're going to do some hundreds, and we're going to start with a slightly easier version. So I want you to bring your feet onto the floor, and then I want you to lean, so hands down, I want you to lean backwards. I'm just going to move. Lean backwards. Okay, hands off the floor. Just relax your shoulders. Bring yourself back again. So it's almost like the start of a Russian twist. So you've got everything nice and straight and you're leaning back, and lift your hands up. Hold it here. Now what you should feel is that your lower core is completely engaged. Bring it back up again. Bring it back down. Relax. And back up. Wonderful. Okay. So now let's, we're going to do the arm movements. Hopefully, guys, you can hear me. If there is a concern with the sound, do let me know, because it keeps saying disconnected. So hopefully this is still working. Obviously, if you can't hear me, then I'm sure you'd let me know. So bring it back, arms up. And then what we're going to do is just tap. So like you're tapping water, okay? So tap, 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 tap. Here, just lean it back and really feel that core working. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Lovely. Hands behind you to relax. And just relax the whole lot out if you need to, okay? Right, let's do the same thing again. And then we're going to make it a little bit harder after that. So leaning it back, keep everything nice and tight. Feel that lower core. Bring your arms up, bouncing. Keep your shoulders nice and low. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Wonderful. Now, if you're like, yeah, that's okay, not too bad, a little bit tough, I want you to bring one leg up. Okay, just take your foot off the floor. Your leg doesn't have to go straight. I just want your foot off the floor, because it just destabilizes you. So bring yourself back. Let's lift one leg off the floor. Bring your arms up and start tapping. That's it. Keep your leg dead still. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your foot down, bring yourself up. Lovely. Right, let's see what the other leg's doing. So, bringing it backwards. Lift your leg up. Let's start bouncing. Keep that leg dead still. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your foot down, bring yourself up. Good. Hands behind and just relax. Good. Right, I think you know what I'm going to say. Oh, yeah. So we are going to lift both now, if you can. So hands in front of you, leaning back. This is a lot harder. Pick one up, pick the other one up, hands up. Hold it here. This is a V-sit hold, and we're starting to bounce. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down. Bring yourself up. Well done. If you've managed that, super brilliant. That's not easy. Woof. Right. Let's try and do that again. Right. Remember the order in which you do something is important. So bring yourself backwards. Arms up. Lift one leg. Get the other leg to join it. Balance. Feel balanced. Start the bouncing of your arms. That's it. Keep it going. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down. Bring yourself up. Hands back. Woo! That just gets everything involved, doesn't it? Oh my God. Right. And I do mean if you want to make that even harder, it is about trying to straighten your legs. So with your legs bent, it is very, very difficult. With your legs straight, it's even worse. So if you would like to try one little set with them straighter or straight, by all means, give it a go. Let's try. I don't even think I can do this dead straight, to be honest. So first of all, leaning backwards. Secondly, lifting your hands. Lift one, then lift the other. Oh my God. And start bouncing. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs down, bring it up. If you manage that, well done. If you even attempted it, well done. That's fantastic. Right. Just bend your legs again and just roll those shoulders. Good effort. Good effort. Right. Spin yourself around and bring yourself onto all fours. Then we're going to tuck those toes under and we're going to come back into a downward dog. So we're going to come back up now. Really, really, really stretch. You're down on the floor for a little while now. Just really stretch out. Up onto your toes and stretch back. Whew. Up onto your toes and stretch back. Good. One more. Up and push back. Good. Okay, we're rolling our hands. Bring them back to your feet. Try and keep your legs straight. If you can tuck your fingers underneath your toes, please do drop your head. If we're nowhere near that point, not a problem. Just make your head and your arms really heavy. Okay, rolling it up super, super slowly. Be careful. You might be feeling stars all the way up. Deep breath in and relax down. Wonderful. Just roll your shoulders at the top. Really good. Right. Give your legs a little wriggle. And I'm actually just going to come off my mat because there's a chance I'm going to slip because this is quite a moving mat. I want to do a little bit of balance work, but actually it requires quite a lot of strength as well. So if you feel like you're going to slip with your mat as well, then just come off the mat. I'd like you to go pretty wide. Not quite sumo, but wide. And then straighten your legs. We're going to bring our arms up. And this time, I want you to hinge forwards, okay? So bum back, hinge forwards, keep that back nice and straight. And then you're bringing your hands down, if you can, to the floor. Okay? So hands slightly further forwards, and then we're going to sit back and feel that really massive stretch. Bring yourself forwards and just come up onto your toes. So there's pressure on your wrists. Bring yourself back and push backwards. Really nice strong stretch there. Just drop your head and come forwards and lift up. Put that pressure onto the wrists and your shoulders, and then bring it back and feel that pressure in your inner thighs. Good. Come back to neutral. Bring your hands back to the center, and then just soften your knees and bring yourself up nice and slowly. Legs straight, arms up. Deep breath in, and bring your arms down. Right. Hands to the center. You can hold the weight if you want to here, but what we're going to do is just sink one leg down. Hold it there. Now I'm going to swap so you can see how far back I want you to sit without treading on everything. So sit back and bend that leg. Okay, sit back, hold it here, and we're going to do some pulses. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up. That's it, come up so you're into a triangle. And then we're going to sink it down the other side. And pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. You should feel that right in your inner thigh. So the leg that's bent, quad, doing a lot of work. The leg that's straight, inner thigh. Bring it down. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Oh, whew. And bring it down. Other side. Really go as low as you can. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Lovely. Okay, let's do one more each side. Super tough, this lot. Bring it down. Control it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. And then bring it back, because you can see I'm sitting back quite far. Takes the pressure off your knee. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Oh my God. Right. The best way to bring yourself up out of this is jumping. So just jump your legs together. Fantastic. Right. Give them a little shake. My God. Well done. Right. Teeny tiny bit of balance required. Just for a stretch. So balance onto one leg, and then I want you to bring that leg up and hold on and lift. Whilst we're here, so keep that really quite tight, and then we're going to roll the other way. That's it. Good, bring it down. Other side. Oh God, balance is going. Lift it up and roll the ankle one way, then the other way. Excellent, nice and tall. Bring it back down, fantastic. Right, little shake, little roll. Okay, excellent work everyone. That's all been really quite tough today, but you've done really, really super well. So hip width apart with your legs, teeny tiny bit of space, and we're just going to breathe and lift. So scooping it down, all the way up, and lift, and then again, all the way down, up, lift, one more, down, up, breathe in, squeeze, and lift. Wonderful. Very, very good. Excellent work, people. Thank you so much. And Vanessa, you are still with us. Hang on.